Helen, as director of the OpenSTEM Labs, you are best placed to tell me about the Open Engineering Lab, and I'm guessing that's where we are.
Right, so we're in one of the engineering laboratories on the Open University campus in Milton Keynes. And we use this laboratory to develop and to deliver some of the engineering activities that our engineering students do.
So what exactly is the Open Engineering Lab?
So the Open Engineering Lab is the remote laboratory that allows our engineering students to undertake practical engineering work from wherever they are.
And how do you use this facility then? How do you build the Open Engineering Lab into their qualifications?
So we've designed our engineering qualifications, so we've built in the Open Engineering Lab all the way through the qualification. So early in the qualification, students start by doing observational experiments where they're watching the experiment and then collecting data, and as they move through their qualification, they're developing their experimental skills, moving on to controlling the equipment for themselves.
So what kind of subjects are they studying then?
So they'll cover a wide range of subjects. So we start with our general engineering subjects, so they'll be looking at creep and corrosion, so sort of materials engineering, and then as they move through the qualification, they'll start to specialise in their preferred pathways. So they might look at electronics or mechanical engineering, and then they'll build up through level 2 and level 3 to more advanced activities at those levels.
So the Open Engineering Lab is built into all the way through the qualification.
That's exactly right. And we do that complementary to other forms of practical learning. So that might include home experiment kits or residential schools.
Is there an experiment that you can actually show me sort of happening? What would I see as a student?
I can. Let's have a look at the screen here. So this example is a level 2 electronics experiment called the pendulum experiment. Mm-hmm. And the students are learning about the behaviour of a driven pendulum, and they're trying to understand the relationship between the different controlling parameters, sort of amplitude, frequency and phase. So we're just going to have a look. We can see a live video on the pendulum experiment itself.
Okay, so this is what the student sees, this is what they work with.
That's what they see on their laptop.
Okay.
Yeah. On the right hand side would be any data that's generated. At the moment nothing's happening, so no data. And at the bottom there are 3 controls. And actually in this experiment they're trying to understand what each control does. But let's just try moving a dial.
Okay, yeah, let's do something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll just drag the first dial.
Oh, off it goes.
Let's get a little bit further.
Excellent.
So we can see the pendulum swinging, and we can see we're starting to collect data.
Okay, that's fantastic. Now, I don't see that anywhere in this room, so obviously it is remote. Can we go and see the actual thing in action?
We can, it's in the lab next door. Let's go and have a look.
This is brilliant because it shows the remoteness. That's the exact same piece of equipment that we were operating from next door.
That's exactly right. And you can see that it's sitting on a rack surrounded by other similar experiments. And this is a specially designed lab that allows us to set up lots of different sets of equipment to allow all of our students to use the activity themselves at the right time. So we might have many hundreds of students use this experiment during a module. And they can access the experiment, say, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So really it's much more flexible than the conventional laboratory that you might see in another university.
Now, we were only using that from next door, but in actual fact, students can control that from anywhere in the world, can't they? Wherever they are.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay, that's brilliant. So what I want to know now is, sneaky preview, what else have you got coming up? What have you got lined up?
Well, we're always developing new activities. So an exciting one that's coming up is a new 3D printing experiment. So the students will design a beam and 3D print it, and then they'll be able to test it on a materials testing machine. We're also developing a new activity for our wind tunnels, so that level 3 modules will be doing an exciting new experiment on the wind tunnels.
I'll come back and have another tour. Thank you, Helen.
Thank you very much.